The long, difficult road to getting all 65 achievements in Bioshock is a test of sheer determination. The almost impossible journey began once I stepped off that submarine and into the city of Rapture. The earliest achievement to get is called Toaster in the Tub, which involves shocking an enemy while they are standing in water. And this is the least craziest thing you'll see within Rapture. Within this first level, there are 2 audio diaries to collect as well. It's very important to grab them ASAP because they are missable and it can prevent you from 100%ing the game on your first playthrough. Also, we'll be playing the game on Survivor, which is the hardest difficulty Bioshock offers. And to make things extra spicy, Vital Chambers are turned off so we can qualify for the I chose the impossible achievement. This combination of difficulty not only means that enemies will be much harder to kill, but also there is less loot and ammo to scavenge around the map. That means every bullet counts. Once I made sure I swept the first level of all collectibles and loot, I was presented with the next achievement. Welcome to Rapture. Yup, it's going to be a crazy ride. Immediately, we are hounded by our good fellow, Atlas. He tells us not to trust Andrew Ryan and to enter Neptune's bounty as soon as possible. To do this, we must enter the medical pavilion to disable the variety of defenses set place in Rapture. While on the way there, we see this cute little robot who's gotten himself into a jam. Literally. After hacking it, we are awarded with 2 achievements. One for our first successful hack, and the other for hacking a security bot for the first time. And since I'm already in the area, I also decide to hack into this vending machine to get cheaper prices on resources. And with a successful hack, we are then presented with our next achievement. After collecting some audio diaries, I then proceeded to mow down some splicers thanks to the cheap resources from the vending machine. To help add to the mayhem, I proceeded to hack into an auto turret and a security camera. Doing this netted me 2 quick achievements. Hacking into security cameras also gives players a huge advantage because the cameras can call in security bots to fight on your behalf. Right now, I'm feeling pretty damn good, so now it's time to get one of the best overall plasmids in the game, Incinerate. After watching one of the coolest interactions of oil and fire in a video game, I then go hack a safe, which gives us our next achievement. Hell yeah. After this, I go search out one of the most versatile plasmids, with that being telekinesis. Seriously, you can do so much chaos with this plasmid. And now that I have these 2 in tow, it's time to face one of the first boss encounters with Dr. Steinman. Dr. Steinman promised to make the citizens of Rapture look remarkably beautiful through the use of plastic surgery and Adam. Unfortunately, Dr. Steinman misused his knowledge and experimented on his patients. That's why many of them wear masks, because Steinman has butchered or spliced their faces beyond recognition. Yeah, this guy's gotta go. Thanks to the help of a security bot I had earlier, we were able to make Swiss cheese out of the once renowned doctor. Our efforts are rewarded with a nice fat achievement for knocking off that crazed butcher. After defeating Steinman, we are introduced to one of our first huge choices within Bioshock. In this moment, we get our first look of the Little Sisters, and they are tasked with gathering Adam from corpses, or angels as they like to call them. In these moments, you can choose to rescue the Little Sisters or harvest them for more Adam, which will basically make you more powerful. To get the best ending in Bioshock and several achievements, you must save every Little Sister in the game, so consider this little one our first rescue. Dr. Tenenbaum thanks us for our kindness, and she promises to make the reward worth our time if we can save all of the Little Sisters. Don't worry, miss, we plan to. For my true fans of Rapture, consider grabbing a Bioshock poster to decorate your place, or even as a gift for a friend. If you're a dreamer like Andrew Ryan, or rebel like Fontaine, or just here for the plasmids, there are many designs available to help make your home feel utopian. Just hit the link in the pinned comment and description to view options and details. Take a moment to pause the video and check it out. Also, a portion of any qualifying purchases goes right back into supporting the channel, so thank you in advance for any support. After saving our first Little Sister, we are presented with an opportunity to save another one, but unfortunately she's guarded by a Big Daddy, and more specifically, this one is the Bouncer variant. which means he excels in melee and close range combat. And I'm not gonna lie, this fight almost broke me. This bouncer kicked my ass so many times that I almost wanted to rage quit this challenge altogether. Do you know how pissed off I need to be to rage quit a video game? So that's when I decided I need to get over my skill issue and lock in. Thanks to this effort, I was finally able to kill my first of many big daddies within Bioshock. After saving the little sister, we finally head over into Neptune's bounty, and we purchased our first plasmid slot, and this gave us the bought one slot achievement. And since I'm already in the area, I fight my way up to the entrance of Fontaine Fisheries, and I meet good old Peach Wilkins. He gives me a grenade launcher, and that's probably one of the best gifts I've ever received from anyone after just one conversation. I'm then tasked with gathering research photos of spider splicers. You see, within Bioshock, if you take enough research photos of different enemies, you gain damage bonuses against them and their weaknesses become exposed. Also, maxing out your research on enemies is tied to several achievements, so make sure to hit all the right angles when possible. After picking up a nice shiny camera, I was able to take my first picture of a spider splicer, and it came out in a glorious 180 pixel quality. I was so proud of this photo, and so was the game, and I was given the Research the Splicer achievement for my fine photography work. But hold on, my career in photography is not done yet. Not long after, I was able to take a high quality research photo, and this time you can almost make out the subject of the picture. This work of art earned me the quality research photo achievement, which only 40% of players have received. Don't worry, I'm not judging. After this, I went on a snapping spree. Getting damage bonuses against enemies is a huge benefit when playing on survivor difficulty. Eventually, I was able to max out research on my first enemy type, and this gave me the fully researched a lead head splicer achievement. I'm feeling stronger already, baby. And while playing as the world's best photographer, I stumbled upon a happy little accident. You see, I discovered that under the right conditions, you can make enemies attack each other. With this in mind, I decided to test this out on two big daddies, and the results were magnificent. I had a front row seat to an all-out brawl, and it was wonderful to behold. After the first combatant was taken out, all I had to do was take out the weakened survivor. Thanks to this gentleman's duel, I was able to rescue two little sisters for the price of one. At this point, I'm swimming in Adam, so I grab some quick upgrades and head back to Peach Wilkins. Unfortunately, this country ass backwoods son of a gun double crosses me and he tries to kill me. By the way, this is a recurring theme throughout Bioshock. You can't trust a damn thing in Rapture. After a quick fight, I was rewarded with the Killed Peach Wilkins achievement. I also was able to get my first weapon upgrade of the game, and this netted me another achievement as well. After looting and picking up some audio diaries, I head over to Arcadia and snap some photos along the way. While gathering research, I came across a thuggish splicer. I get some really good action shots, but before I can finish my research, he tries to attack me and he triggers an electric trap, which ends up killing him. There's some kind of lesson to be learned here, but I'm not quite sure what. With my latest runway photo op complete, I head over to a U-Invent machine and create my first resource. This grants me the basic inventor achievement. I continue my rampage in Rapture, and after snapping even more photos, I pick up an achievement for fully researching a thuggish splicer. Only 12% of players have this achievement, so we're getting some really rare goals within the game at this point. Feeling good, I decided to challenge a big daddy, and he thoroughly kicked my ass many times. You see, this one is a Rosie variant, so it specializes in mines and long-range attacks. After getting frustrated and literally being within one shot range of death, I decided to use the environment to my advantage. Earlier, I had the turret that shoots heat-seeking missiles, so I sneakily aggroed the Rosie into range of the turret. The plan worked marvelously, as the turret left the big daddy in a big ass slop of death. I was able to recover the little sister, And I then went to max out the upgrades on the weapon, and doing this gave me one fully upgraded weapon achievement. Immediately, I come across another Big Daddy, and after snapping some quick flicks, I was able to max out research on a Rosie, and I'm presented with an achievement for my wonderful press coverage of this specimen. This is another rare achievement, as only 8% of players have completed this task. Not long after, I have an opportunity to snag another rare achievement, and this one involves maxing out your research on the little sisters. Yep, you can snag research photos of them, but you don't get damage bonuses. Instead, you get maximum increases to your overall health and EVE for each level of research completed. And of course, if you max out the research, you'll be rewarded with a nice achievement. Yes, sir. If you want even more Bioshock, then check out this collectible pin set, which features memorable designs from throughout the game. The pin set even has a Big Daddy and the iconic phrase, "Would you kindly?" The pins add a nice touch of dystopian charm to your jacket, bag, or front and center alongside your collectibles. You can get this set for yourself or even as a gift. Just check out the link in the pinned comment or description. Once again, a portion of any qualifying purchases goes right back into supporting the channel, so thank you in advance for any support. After another tough fight with the Big Daddy, in which I died many times, I rescued an additional little sister, and I was awarded with a good amount of Atom. Thanks to this, I decided to max out one of my tonnage tracks, and this earned me a pretty little achievement as well. Afterwards, I was able to sneak in a couple of photos here and there. My determination allowed me to max out research on Houdini splicers. This enemy type can teleport, so grabbing quality photos can be challenging, even for the most experienced of shot takers. Maxing out the research grabs us a rare achievement in which only 8% of players have earned. While all of this is going on, the once beautiful Arcadia has been poisoned by Andrew Ryan, and we must bring it back to life to proceed. Once I'm able to grab all the necessary ingredients to save the plant life, we can then restore Arcadia to its full glory. Being a savior of the trees nets us the Restore Arcadia achievement, and we can proceed ever closer to the mysterious Atlas and Andrew Ryan. Along the way, I'm able to stock up on resources, and I head over to a UN event station. After crafting some ammo for some brutal fights, I was able to invent every single ammo type in the game, and we earned a juicy achievement for our hard work. I also decided to do a little bit of gambling while in Fort Frolic. You see, one of the rarest achievements in the game is to get a jackpot on a slot machine. This achievement is purely based on luck, so if you're going for it, I highly recommend just saving the game and keep restarting the spins until you hit the big bucks. Because once you do, you'll get the jackpot achievement and an extra $250 to spend as you like. Now that's fancy. I must have been making too much noise on the slot machines, because eventually I'm attacked by a swarm of spider splicers. While some might scream in terror at this, I screamed in delight, because this is another opportunity to capture greatness through film. Due to this hard work, I'm able to max out research on this enemy type, and we are rewarded with another rare achievement. After being introduced to another crazed psycho, this time named Sander Cohen, he tasks us with completing his masterpiece, which involves killing 4 people who have betrayed him and snapping a picture of their corpse. You know, this is pretty standard for those who live in Rapture. As I set off on being the world's least covert hitman, I head into a tobacco parlor to fully upgrade a second weapon. This action also gets me a nice sweet achievement. I then decide to whack someone off of Cohen's hit list, and he rewards me with the crossbow, which is one of the most deadliest weapons in the game, especially if you can hit those headshots. It didn't take long to see the power of this weapon, because I put my skills to the test with the next name on Cohen's hit list, Martin Finnegan. I expected that this was supposed to be a crazy boss fight, but right at the beginning, I lined up the crosshairs perfectly on my crossbow, and I was able to one-shot the guy. Damn, I'm good. At this point, I felt like I was on top of the world. I snapped a quick photo of him, and not long after, I captured some photos of some new enemies, and I received the Prolific Photographer achievement. This means I have snapped at least one photo of every enemy type in the game. I'm really creating my legacy in Rapture. While riding the wave of a new high, I go out and fight 3 different Big Daddies and proceeded to get my ass kicked many times on 3 different occasions. Through sheer willpower, I was able to lock in and eventually defeat the mini bosses and rescue 3 more little sisters. Now that I'm well stocked on Adam, it's time to go and complete Sandra Cohen's masterpiece. Upon doing so, we are granted with an achievement, and Sander makes his grand entrance to his adoring audience of 0. Well, 1 if you include me. Mr. Cohen is quite ecstatic of our work, and he rewards us with a tonic from his personal collection. Do note, if you're playing right now, do not attack Cohen. If you kill him now, you will be locked out of several achievements and gaining access to a secret area. I learned this lesson the hard way. Basically, I lost almost 3 hours of progress due to this mistake. Please, don't be like me. Also, if you're feeling nostalgic, then you can grab a copy of Bioshock for your PlayStation, Xbox, or even the Switch. Just hit the appropriate link within the description. Now, once I clean up the area for any lost loot, I head on over to Hephaestus, and I'm able to fully upgrade my 3rd weapon and pick up a nice achievement to boot. While exploring, I come across a bouncer, and I snap some wonderful action shots of this specimen. Thanks to this, I'm able to max out research on this Big Daddy variant, and I snag an achievement. With this in mind, I decided to challenge the bouncer, and man, I was on fire. I used telekinesis to sling exploding canisters at the bouncer, and this did massive damage to his health. I also utilized the help of a turret that I had earlier. The trap was set, and I was able to kill this enemy in under a minute. This felt so damn good because throughout the game I was getting bodied by these bastards, but now that I'm getting more comfortable with the mechanics of the game, it's showtime. I rescued the little sister, and with the Adam I've earned, I go to purchase more slots for my tonics, and in doing so, I earn an achievement for maxing out all of the tonic tracks. Immediately, I decide to return to a previous level in the game so I can get research on a rare enemy type, the Nitro Splicer. This enemy doesn't show up often in the late game, so you must go back to an earlier level if you want to earn this achievement. After about 30 minutes of hunting down Nitro Splicers, I'm able to fully max out the research, and this gets me 2 achievements at once. One for the Nitro Splicer, and the second one is maxing out all possible research. With this momentous occasion, I can finally allow my camera lens to rest, so that way I can fully focus on the carnage. I even make an EMP device so I can break into Andrew Ryan's highly secured office. I swear, you can truly do anything you want in Rapture. Once I burst through security, I discovered some audio logs that provide some huge context to the origins of the player. Not only is he being controlled through the phrase of "would you kindly," but Andrew Ryan, the quote-unquote big bad guy, is actually his father. For me, it's been almost 2 decades since I last played Bioshock, and I essentially forgot many important details of the plot. So basically, in this moment, it's almost like I was experiencing all of this again for the very first time, and it felt amazing. After learning the truth of the main character's origins, I go confront Andrew Ryan and take him out. Thanks to the mind control, we were presented with an achievement for finally defeating the legendary Andrew Ryan. Also, a self-destruct sequence has been initiated for Rapture, so we grabbed the key from Ryan's corpse to prevent the collapse of Rapture. Or so we thought. Turns out that we've been betrayed by Atlas, who is actually Frank Fontaine in disguise. Hey, I told you all earlier, betrayal is a common theme in this game. Fontaine is a bitter rival of Andrew Ryan, and many thought he was long dead after an insane shootout. Turns out he was hiding in the shadows and waiting for his moment to finally seize control of Rapture for himself. Fontaine tries to kill me in the process, but thanks to the efforts of the little sisters I've saved throughout the journey, they offer me a way to escape certain death. After regaining consciousness, Dr. Tenenbaum explains that she was able to undo some of Fontaine's mind control, but not all of it. I'll need to retrieve an antidote to gain true freedom from Fontaine. And once I head off, I discover a weapon upgrade station. I placed a second upgrade on my crossbow, and then I earned an achievement for fully upgrading 4 different weapons. Hell yeah! After killing a bad daddy and rescuing another little sister, I discovered the clever inventor tonic lying on a desk. This is important because I just unlocked the tonic collector achievement, which means I have collected or invented at least 53 different tonics within the game. As I explored more of the area, I came across an old pal of ours, Sander Cohen. We see 2 splicers dancing, and he tells us to enjoy the show and do not interrupt their performance. So naturally, I proceeded to interrupt their performance, and this pisses Sander off. He runs downstairs from a previously locked door, and we have to fight him. Unfortunately for him, I've been playing first-person video games all my life, and we make quick work of this lunatic thanks to our trusty crossbow. We snap a photo of his corpse, and this gives us the achievement called Irony. We also get access to an area that was previously locked, and that's why it's important to not kill Sander when you first meet him at Fort Frolic. And once we arrive, we are rewarded with the secret achievement, Found Cohen's Room. There's also a weapon upgrade station in here too, so if you can't get into this area, it will be impossible for you to fully max out all of your weapons. After gathering all of the sweet loot, I decide to take on some big daddies, and I discover a stun lock combo that helps me kill them with ease. This involves switching between the crossbow and the electric chem thrower. You'll use incendiary bolts to rack up headshot damage, and then you'll swap to the chem thrower to stun the monster. Next, swap back to the crossbow for more headshots, and continue to loop this until the big daddy is a huge lump of death. I was able to rescue 2 little sisters using this combo, and I proceeded to gather the necessary components to break free of Fontaine's mind control. This gives the player a nice achievement, and shortly afterwards, I found another weapon upgrade station. After maxing out my 5th weapon, I was rewarded with a rare achievement, in which only 10% of players have earned. After doing this, I head over to Point Prometheus and absolutely destroy another big daddy. Upon saving the little one, I am rewarded with the Dealt with Every Little Sister achievement, which means I have either harvested or rescued every little sister in the game. I even managed to fully upgrade my 6th weapon, and this gives us the Weapon Specialist achievement, which only 5% of players have. In order to chase down Fontaine, Dr. Tenenbaum suggests that we need to become a big daddy so we can effectively use the help of a little sister. This involves me collecting various pieces of a big daddy armor, right down to the helmet and boots. We even cover ourselves in a stank ass pheromone so that the little sisters will know that we are the real deal. After all the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle are collected, we are rewarded with the Became a Big Daddy achievement. We get to live out the ultimate power fantasy, and while doing so, I stumble across the last audio diary in the game. This is a huge moment because we have just earned the Historian achievement. Only 2.5% of players have this extremely rare achievement. After snagging the achievement, I began to make preparations to face off against Frank Fontaine. After gathering more resources, I was able to create lots of ammo at a U-Invent station, and now unlock the Avid Inventor achievement for creating or invented at least 100 items. Fully stocked, I then approached the man himself, Frank Fontaine, aka Atlas, and I'm not gonna lie, this fight was brutal. Atlas is a bullet sponge, and his fight is broken down into several phases. After getting my ass kicked several times, I decided to come up with a plan. It involves using telekinesis to throw the gas canisters at Atlas to do massive damage. Once he summons his minions, I'll use enraged plasmids to have them aggro off of me and attack each other. I even managed to stun and hack into a few security bots so I can have them cover for me. Despite all of this, Atlas is still a menace and he manages to get me within one shot range. At this point, I'm starting to panic because now all I have to do is dodge a barrage of bullets and drain the last bit of Atom from Atlas. And by some miracle, I landed the finishing blow on Atlas. Upon doing this, we earned the achievement for defeating Atlas, and we are treated to the last moments of Frank as the little sisters I saved came through in the last moment to rescue me. This scene is both brutal and hilarious thanks to this little sister who comes in from the top ropes to attack Frank. Aw, aren't they just precious? Once we come to, we are rewarded with several achievements to include Little Sister Savior, Seriously Good at This, Brass Balls, I Chose the Impossible, and A Man Chooses. And even though we played a perfect playthrough, we still don't have all the achievements in the game yet. This is because there are additional bonus levels and each level has 4 separate achievements tied to them. These are pretty fun, and you get achievements by finding secret collectibles and completing difficult challenges within the levels. The hardest one was defeating the enemy gauntlet level in under 15 minutes. You have to be very precise in your movement and accurate with every single shot. After spending hours on this challenge, I only managed to beat it by 6 freaking seconds. But hey, I got the achievement, and now I can officially say that I have successfully 100%ed Bioshock. Consider becoming a member of the channel for exclusive perks and to support future content on the channel. Just hit the join button to find out more. What was the craziest moment that you've experienced within Bioshock? Sound off in the comments. And now, with all of that out of the way, get out there and let's go play some freaking video games.
Thank you, mister.